Hi, so for this week's problem, we'll be solving a buoyancy problem. And yung problem na to, nung nasagutan ko na siya, mas na-appreciate ko yung concept ng buoyancy. So hopefully, that will be the same for you. So, sige, let's start. Hindi ko na babasahin yung given sa problem. You can pause and read by yourself. So, yung gagawin ko na lang ngayon is, I'll start na by showing yung mga given na yan in this figure. So, sinabi sa ating problem, meron daw tayong cylinder na partially submerged. And yung cylinder na yun, may diameter siya na 1.2 meters. And yung total height ng ating cylinder is 1.1 meters. And as I've said, partially submerged siya. And yung part na submerged siya is 0.3 meters from the bottom ng cylinder. So, yung iba pang given is yung kung saan siya nakasubmerge is actually seawater. So, binigay na rin yung specific gravity ng seawater natin, which is 1.03. And yung cylinder natin, naka-attach siya sa isang anchor through a cable. And yung anchor na yun, yung nagkakos kung bakit siya naka-upright position. And yung anchor natin, which is etong bilog na to, meron daw siyang volume of 0.5 cubic meters. And yung unit weight ng ating anchor is 24 kilonewton per cubic meters. Okay, so also, nabanggit din sa ating given na yung cylinder natin has a weight of 800 newtons. So, may three problems for this situation, and the first problem is asking us what is the buoyant force on the cylinder for the position described. So, let's have a quick recap kung ano ba yung buoyancy. Buoyancy, yung formula dyan is simply yung unit weight ng ating liquid multiplied by the volume ng liquid na na-disperse. So, once again, ito yung volume of liquid disperse. And yun yung mararamdaman, etong formula na to will give us the buoyant force na mararamdaman nung body na nagkakos to disperse our liquid. So since ang tinatanong sa first problem is ano yung buoyant force sa ating cylinder, so kailangan muna nating alamin kung ano ba yung volume na nadi-disperse ng ating cylinder. And eto yun, no? So, as you can imagine, pwede na tayo mag-proceed. So first is yung unit weight ng ating liquid. So, unit weight, so walang specific na binigay but nabigay naman sa atin yung specific gravity, and our formula for that, para malaman natin yung unit weight ng ating liquid based from specific gravity lang, is unit weight is equal to its specific gravity multiplied by the unit weight of water. So if medyo na-overwhelm kayo sa formula na to, yan lang naman yung definition natin ng specific gravity, which is unit weight of the liquid over the unit weight of water, or a standard. And usually water naman ang standard natin, kaya ayan siya. So, sige, let's proceed. So, yung unit weight ng ating liquid, binigay naman sa problem. So, 1.03 yung specific gravity multiplied by our unit weight ng water, which is 9.81 kilonewton per cubic meters. Okay? And ayun na nga, volume ng ating liquid dispersed. So, by the cylinder, ito yun. Ito yun. So, can imagine, meron tayong area dito, and yung height na yan, yun yung buong volume ng liquid na na-disperse dahil sa cylinder natin. So, that gives us, so, pi over 4 times 1.2 squared. So, this here is yung area ng ating cylinder, and yung height naman nung na-disperse na yon is 0.3 meters. So, ito yung height nung disperse natin. So, solve lang natin to, and this gives us the answer to our first problem, which is 3.428 kilonewtons of buoyant force that our cylinder experiences. Okay, so next problem na tayo. Evaluate the tensile force in the wire when the top of the cylinders is 0.6 meters above the water surface in kilonewton. So, sorry, dapat cylinder lang to. Wala dapat yung S na yan. So, sige. Medyo nagbago lang yung depth ng cylinder kung ano yung nakasubmerge. So, kopyahin ko lang tong figure na to. So, sinasabi sa ating problems for number 2 is, what if daw yung cylinder natin is 0.6 meters yung hindi nakasubmerge. So, from the top to the surface ng water natin, 0.6. So, since total height natin is 1.1 meters, so itong area na, itong height na to, yung nakasubmerge na cylinder, is simply 0.5 meters. So, tinatanong sa atin yung tension, no? So, kung nga rin magdodrawing tayo ng line dito, so, marirelease natin yung tension ng wire natin and makikita natin na may humahatak sa cylinder natin. So, para mas ma-appreciate natin kung paano isa-solve itong tension na to, mag-drawing tayo ng free body diagram ng ating cylinder. So, yung free body diagram of cylinder for this problem, for this position here. So, sige, let's idealize yung cylinder natin as a point lang. So, if imagine natin lahat ng forces, una is yung force, yung weight niya. So, 800 newtons, pero gawin ko na lang 0.8 kilonewtons. Okay? And, syempre, nandyan yung tension of the wire. So, kasi, ayan, may humahatak sa kanya. And finally, may buoyant force na nag-a-act sa kanya. So, yung tinatanong dito, tension. So, if we take the summation of vertical forces to 0, so makikita natin na yung buoyant force must be equal to 0.8 kilonewtons plus the tension. And since specifically yung tinatanong sa atin is yung tension, so we can say na tension is equal to simply yung buoyant force minus 0.8. So, yung pinaka-problem naman natin ngayon is solving for the buoyant force for this specific position ng ating cylinder. So, pareho lang yung gagawin natin from problem number 1. So, buoyant force is equal to unit weight ng ating liquid, pero magbabago na ngayon yung volume ng liquid dispersed natin. Kasi iba na yung height. Kanina, 0.3 meters, but right now, yung tinatanong ng problem is 0.5 meters. So, ayun. Gayahin ko lang halos yung dito sa number 1, pero babagayin ko lang yung height ng ating liquid dispersed. So, 1.03 times 9.81 gives us the unit weight ng ating liquid. Pi over 4 times its diameter, 1.2 squared, gives us yung area ng ating cylinder, and yung height naman is 0.5 for this problem. And this gives us 5.714 kilonewton. So, balik ko lang siya dito, plug in ko lang. 5.714 minus 0.8 kilonewtons, and that gives us 4.914 kilonewton. So, ayan yung tension na nararamdaman ng wire natin kapag ganito yung position ng ating cylinder. Okay, so yung last problem natin is yung medyo matrabaho. So, isa-isahin natin siya. Basahin natin siya isa-isa. So, evaluate the rise in the tide that will lift the anchor from the bottom of the sea. So, bakit ba rise of tide yung pinoproblema natin sa number 3? And anong relationship niya sa paglift sa ating anchor? So, if we analyze yung first and second problem natin, no, yung tide natin, yung height na nakasubmerge yung cylinder natin, it directly affects yung buoyant force natin. So, kanina, nung number 1, 0.3 yung submerge, ito yung buoyant force. Pero nung lumalim yung nakasubmerge, 0.5, tumaas din yung buoyant force natin. So, ang tinatanong sa number 3 is, ano daw dapat yung pagtaas ng ating tide para it will cause the anchor to be lifted. So, habang tumataas yung tide natin, lumalaki din yung buoyant force. And you can see, habang palaki ng palaki yung buoyant force natin, lalaki din yung tension. And yung tension na yun will cause, yung tinatanong sa atin is, ano ba yung tension para tumaas or yung force para tumaas yung anchor natin? So, ayun. So, ang pinakauna natin kailangan gawin is malaman kung ano ba yung force na kakailanganin para maangat natin yung anchor natin. So, to do that, we start by drawing yung free body diagram ng ating anchor. So, free body diagram of anchor. Okay? So, dito, point lang ulit. So, yung tension, this time is pataas. Kasi ito yung anchor natin and ito yung wire. So, pataas yung tension. And syempre, meron din tayong buoyant force na nararamdaman ng ating anchor. And of course, meron din siyang sariling weight. Okay? So, summation of vertical forces ulit, makikita natin na since tension yung kailangan natin malaman kasi yun yung magiging force para maangat natin yung anchor natin. So, from here, medyo skip ko lang yung ibang steps. Pero tension will be equal to the weight of the anchor minus the buoyant force na nararamdaman ng anchor. So, kailangan lang natin malaman tong dalawang values na to para ma-solve natin yung tension or yung force to lift our anchor. So, yung weight ng ating anchor is simply its unit weight multiplied by its volume. So, nabigay naman sa atin lahat ng yan. Ito siya. So, plug in ko lang. Unit weight of 24 kilonewton per cubic meters times 0.5 cubic meters of volume. That gives us 12 kilonewtons. And same lang yung magiging formula natin for the buoyant force for our anchor. Liquid. Unit weight ng ating liquid times the volume dispersed. And yung volume na dispersed dito is yung volume na dinidisperse ng ating anchor. So, since fully submerged yan, so yung buong volume ng anchor natin, yung liquid na nadidisperse niya. So, 1.03 times 9.81 para sa unit weight ng ating seawater. And volume natin this time is yung buo, which is 0.5 cubic meters. And this gives us 5.052 kilonewtons. Ayan, so masasolve na natin yung tension or yung force required para maangat yung anchor natin. So that is 12 kilonewtons minus 5.052. And that gives us 6.948 kilonewtons. Okay, pero hindi pa yun yung problem na hinihingi ng problem natin. Hinihingi is yung rise of the tide. So, alam na natin kung ano ba yung tension para maangat yung anchor natin. So, alam na natin yung tension na to. Ngayon, kailangan natin malaman kung ano ba yung buoyant force na kakailanganin ng ating cylinder para maangat or para mag-equal yung tension na yun, para umangat yung tension, para umangat yung anchor natin. And to do that, kailangan natin malaman kung ano ba yung height na nakasubmerge dapat yung cylinder natin. So, this time, magdodrawing naman tayo ngayon ng free body diagram of our cylinder. So, kamukha lang siya nung free body diagram natin kanina. Ito lang din yun. So, ito yung cylinder natin. May buoyant force. May weight na 0.8 kilonewtons. And yung tension. And ito, na-solve na natin, which is 6.948 kilonewtons. So, ayan. Malalaman na natin kung anong kailangan nating buoyant force kasi that's simply 0.8 plus 6.948 kilonewtons which is actually, so tingnan ko lang, 7.748 kilonewtons. And as you can recall, yung formula natin for buoyant force is unit weight ng ating liquid multiplied by the volume of the liquid dispersed. So ayan, expand lang natin. So 7.748 kilonewtons is equal to 1.03 times 9.81, yung unit weight ng ating liquid, times yung area ng ating cylinder, kasi yun yung area na nadidisperse ng cylinder. And ito naman ngayon yung hinahanap natin is yung bagong depth, kung depth ng nakasubmerge of our cylinder. So ito, hinahanap natin yung bagong ito. Kasi habang pataas yan ng pataas, tumataas din yung ating buoyant force. So gusto nating malaman kung ano ba yung height nung submerged part na yan para ito yung maging magnitude ng ating buoyant force. And that gives us 0.678 meters. So ayan, pero ang tinatanong is the rise in tide. So let's say ito nga yung cylinder natin, and initially 0.3 meters lang yung nakasubmerge. Pero as we've seen sa problem, kailangan natin ng 0.678 meters na submerged part ng ating cylinder para maangat yung anchor natin. And since rise in tide yung tinatanong, actually, etong portion na to, yung gusto nating malaman. And from this figure alone, malalaman na natin kung paano masolve yung rise in tide. It's simply yung 0.678 meters minus the original position niya na 0.3 meters. And that gives us 0.378 meters. And that concludes yung mga problems sa ating situation. Thank you for listening.